We'll go ahead and get started. So I'm Deb, and I'm the director for CTLD, and we are putting on this workshop because, as you all may or may not be aware of at this point, there's a federal mandate that we are trying to comply with that asks that we make all of our digital content available to students be accessible to those who have any kind of special accommodation or assistive technology that they are using to get into our materials. So today's focus is on videos and captions. And I'd like to hand it pretty much right over to Logan. So he's our guest instructor for the day. He's been with Baker University since the fall of 2024, and he works in the marketing department as the social media manager. And on top of creating content for socials, he's also responsible for most of the photography and videography for the university. Before moving to Kansas to be closer to family in 2022, he lived in San Angelo, Texas, where he owned and operated a media production company. So we are in good hands. So, Logan, I'm going to pass this right on over to you. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks. And thanks for showing up, everybody. Yep, I'm Logan. So I'm currently here in Parmenter at the Baldwin City campus. And yeah, I work in marketing. So any of the stuff that you see on any of our social media channels or a lot of the stuff on our website comes through my office. So I'm working a lot on like Baker accessibility stuff. The mandate that Deb mentioned is something that I'm having to work on a lot too. All of our social media content is going to have to be accessible in about a month or two as well. So that's something that's been on my mind as well. So this is a good been a good refresher for me. So yeah, again, like Deb mentioned, a big thing about captioning, about accessibility is this mandate that's coming up. Obviously, we want to make sure that we're being compliant, that we are following the law. But beyond that, of course, I think it's important to remember, especially with some of this stuff that's a little might feel a little nitpicky, like little things that like it's actually like it's deeply important. Again, I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here, but you're all educators. We're here to help people learn, and part of that is removing as many barriers as possible. And so that means that it's an important thing to have captions. Obviously, for people who might be hard of hearing or deaf, who can't hear what you're saying, but also there's a lot of situations where people might be watching your content and not have the audio on. So think about like a mom who is nap trapped, and but forgot her headphones. She's sitting there, she can't listen. But hey, if you've got captions, she can still engage with your lecture or whatever you're doing without the audio. Or a student who may be sitting at a terminal waiting for a flight, maybe they forgot their headphones. Hey, let me work on my class a little bit. Same scenario there. So captions, can be very important. Obviously, like I said, if you're here, you probably agree with me on that. But I think it's important just to remember that, hey, this isn't just about following the rules. It's about accessibility. It's about, equitability, making sure everybody's, able to learn the same things. So, yeah, another big thing about captions is which we'll get to here in just a second, is the transcripts. So any video that you record online, nowadays, it's pretty easy to take a transcript from that, which just means like the text recording of everything that was said, whether it's a call like this with multiple voices or one person speaking. You can download a transcript of that, which is usually a PDF file or a text file, and you can have that for your records. You can, we'll get into this here in a little bit, but if you're somebody who's okay using AI, you can throw it into an AI and pull notes from it. There's a lot of different uses for that. But what we're going to do today is we're going to go over four kind of different channels that you might need captions for, that you might engage with during your day-to-day situations. And then we'll have a bit of a Q&A if there's anything that I missed or another platform you want some guidance on. Yeah, so we will get started. I told Allison I would try to make sure to look at the chat at the same time. I'm not great at multitasking though, so hopefully I'll remember. So a big part of what we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen. So you're going to see my desktop, And the reason for that is I'm going to show you the like the Zoom interface uh, to kind of show you all of that. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. Before I get started, any questions from that intro point? You can save them for the end if you want. Cool, cool, cool. All right. I'm going to share my screen. There we go. Is that looking good to everybody? Everyone can see everything. You should be able to see kind of everything over here. Um, all right. So let me look at my notes here. What we'll start with is Zoom and Teams captions. So we're in a Zoom call right now. I'm assuming you can see. I don't know why I'm looking at Maggie. I'm sorry for putting you front and center. Hold on. Let's let's look at me here. There we go. Okay. So this is the Zoom call, right? I'm sure you're on Zoom a lot. What we're going to go over first is how to create the captions for a Zoom call. So here's where it gets a little bit confusing is it's best to think of like the captions as something that is always there. It's like a ghost, right? So rather than it being something that you like put into the video while you're talking, it's always there. You just have to toggle it on, and that's super easy to do. All you got to do is push a few buttons. The buttons are right here. So here's my mouse, as you can see. Uh, oh yeah, that's a fun feature of Mac right there. If you move your mouse, it makes your mouse really big. So we're gonna come down here to the More button. Now you might have not have this button. Your captions button might just be at the bottom, depending on what version of Zoom you have. So mine was at the bottom, and then I updated Zoom, and it switched. But you'll come down here. If you don't see the captions button, just click on More. Then you'll go up here to this little button that has two C's on it for closed captions. Just click Show Captions. That's all you got to do. So you can see now, as I'm talking down there, Zoom is listening for my voice and just automatically putting down what I'm saying. Now, here's the thing. Uh, I can see my captions, but this is only a toggle for whoever turns it on. So I'm not necessarily turning on the captions like for everybody else, although maybe I am. I forget if I have that setting, but generally speaking, usually what it is it's going to be like a user setting. So anybody who's on the call can toggle that on and off for themselves. So again, the captions are always there. It's just something you have to remind people of, hey, if you need captions, here's where the captions are. I'll show you that one more time. You go to More. No, no, I'm hiding them. More, show captions, super easy. Now, here's the hard thing is that these captions, say you're recording your Zoom call, these captions are not going to be baked into the video. So even if you have these on, whenever you save your Zoom call, so say you're doing a lecture, you're doing some sort of meeting, you record it all so that you can have the video to upload later, the captions will not be baked into the video. So you're going to have to add them back in when you upload them to the internet at a later time, which we'll go over in just a minute. So, that's Zoom, but say you're using Teams. Kind of weird. I was like, I don't know how to do this. So I'm inside of a Teams call, inside of a Zoom call. Never done that before. But if you're using Teams, it's very, very similar. The only difference really is that the button's at the top. So say you're in a Zoom call over here. This is Teams. So Zoom is over here. This is Teams right here. See, I'm going to come to the top right here. I've got another button that says More with three dots, same one. This one's a little trickier. You're going to come down to Language and Speech, Show Live Captions, and it should show up here in a minute. There we go. So as I start talking, they should appear at the bottom there. Although I wonder if it'll show captions for myself since I'm talking. I should have had somebody else also in this team meeting, but then it really would have been a team meeting inside of a Zoom meeting, kind of inside of another Zoom meeting. That would have been too confusing. Oh, what it is? I have my mic muted here because I was worried about feedback. All right, let's see. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so again, it's the same thing as Zoom. Once you have that toggled in, you'll see your captions there at the bottom. And once again, like this is something that each person is going to have to toggle on for themselves. So again, it's not necessarily something that you need to do if you don't need the captions, but it's something that it's good to remind people of if it's something that's there. So you can go to More, Language and Speech, And then again, you can hide them there if you want. Um, yes, it's exactly like the Matrix. That's right. Or Inception. You ever seen the movie Inception? Yes, a dream within a dream, a Zoom call inside of a Teams call, inside of a Zoom call. Okay, so another cool thing. This is just a random feature I actually found while I was prepping for this workshop. Is if you go into language and speech, under the show live captions is turn on interpreter for me. And this is kind of a newer feature using AI like machine learning, but basically kind of trippy. What happens is if you turn that on and select a different language, teams will listen to your voice, translate it into another language, and then also listen to the tone of your voice and spit out essentially a different language of your voice speaking that language. So suppose that you all spoke French, I could click there, or suppose I spoke French, you all spoke English. You could click that on and have it translate. And as I'm speaking English to you, it would translate in real time into French, um, what I'm saying in my voice, which is creepy and cool, depending on like how scared of like the robot apocalypse you are. But is a feature that perhaps you might be interested in, especially working with maybe an international student who maybe has English as a second language. Maybe it's something that again, it's probably not going to be like 100% accurate. But if you're just needing to dialogue real fast with somebody, hey, it might be a feature worth checking out. I'm not sure if Zoom has that feature yet, but I can definitely look and get back to you. Like I said, that was something I just kind of found while I was prepping for this. So, anyways, so that's how to turn the captions on in Zoom and in Teams. But here's the hard thing. Like we said, the captions don't get baked in. So I'm going to show you that now. Any questions about those though before I show you how to put the captions back in? We good? All right. So yeah, like we said, you're going to be
Logan,
recording
I had a
these.
jumped in here. Hey, Logan, I had a question.
Sure. Oh, I think you think you muted yourself again. There you go.
Okay, yeah, I don't have a more button on my laptop or my big computer screen. And what else button I would push to get to the captions?
Huh. Do you have, so it may look, if you look at the bottom here, if you kind of look at my mouse, it may
Yeah.
just already be down there. Are you using Zoom in a browser?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It may be different for a browser. I forgot to check that.
Okay.
Usually what you do is you'll download the Zoom app. Um, I would have to kind of go and I'll look at that for you here in a little bit and try to find
Okay,
a
that's fine. Oh, I keep
screenshot
looking
for you.
around. I'll keep kind of experimenting with this a little bit and see what I can. I
Okay.
see one that says well, no, caps would be for cap locks. That wouldn't be it. So, um,
Yeah, it
oh,
should be down with most of your other tools here.
yeah,
Like I
You
said,
know,
some
that's
versions
what I
will be
was thinking.
different. Mhm.
I'm just
Okay.
trying to be helpful, but if Dan is like me, sometimes all of those controls that are at the bottom of the screen just automatically disappear until you move your mouse around down the bottom part. So see if that doesn't
Oh, oh,
help.
yeah. I just
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
Yeah,
there.
there you
it's
go.
happening.
Yeah.
I
Thanks,
see the
Doug.
more button now. Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Boom. All right,
All right.
little slice of heaven. Thanks.
Yeah. Hey, that's why we stop for questions. We'll make sure everybody's
Okay,
got what they got. So,
cool,
all right.
cool.
Well, we'll keep moving. So
I
I
also really
can't.
quick want to jump
Oh,
in if that's
yes.
okay. So
Mhm.
if you are starting your Zoom meeting and you're the host, you want to make sure that that setting is enabled in your meeting so that people can find that little button that says closed caption. So to do that, I put those steps in the chat. So as you're creating your meeting, you want to sign in to your web browser and you want to make sure you go to the settings and then click the meeting part and click in meeting advanced. And then you scroll down quite a bit, there's a section where it says closed caption. You just want to make sure that that's turned on so that we have that option when you are hosting your meeting, that there is that option to click on closed caption for your participants. So that's kind of like very first step before you start a meeting. So just keep that in mind. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Okay. So say you want to record your Zoom call. You're doing a lecture or a meeting of some sort. If you don't know how to record to Zoom, what you're going to do is go to More again, same button, and just hit record. But before you do that, you want to make sure you know where that video is going to be saved. And the way you do that is you're going to come up to the very top up here where it says Zoom Workplace. And then you're going to come to Settings. Once you're in your settings, you're going to come down to Recording. And here you can see this is showing you where your saved Zoom calls are going to be. And so you can go over here to change, and then that'll just allow you to kind of choose where you want it to be. Now, I already have mine set for my captioning workshop folder. Yeah, so that's where you'd want that at. So then once you have that set, you can hit record. And then, which we're already recording this, I believe, right? So I don't know what would happen if you try to record while it's recording. Another inception moment there. But the thing is, I can't show you exactly what that would look like because you can't save the recording until you end the call. But I did record an earlier Zoom call to show you what happens when you do. So once you record your Zoom call, and then you end the meeting, you end the recording, it'll spit out a folder like this for you that'll have the date and the time and everything. And inside of there, let me find the right one here. Maybe it was that one. Inside of there, you'll have 4 files, which feels a little intimidating, but don't worry about it. All you need to know about is this one right here that says video and looks like a video. That's all you got to worry about. So this is a recording. I don't know what I was saying here. I look very sweaty though and confused. So this is a recording I did earlier. And as you can see, there's no captions here. So I was probably rehearsing or something. No captions here. So we'll have to put them back in. What you do get is a transcript. So here's a transcript of what I was saying in that video. Again, if this is like, wow, that's just too much, you don't need to worry about this. You don't need this for anything. If you're like, hey, that would be interesting to have, there it is. Anyways, so let's say we have our video file. Now we're going to talk about exactly how to put that back in to Yuja, which goes into Moodle. So here we are in Moodle, which just so you know, this is my first time in Moodle. I'm not a faculty or a student here, so I have not myself used this a lot. So hopefully I don't get too lost, but I should be good to go. So you're going to want to make sure I'm in my class right now. I'm in Video and Captioning Sandbox. This is my class. I'm going to make sure I click edit mode over here. I'm also going to bring up my Zoom call again so I can see the chat if I need to. Yeah. Okay. So we are here in Moodle, and I'm going to connect a Yuja video. So you're going to go down to whatever week. Say you're going to add your video to this week's course. So you've got your Zoom video. You're going to click add an activity or resource. Come down to Yuja, which you do have to have Yuja already connected to your Moodle account. And I believe Allison shared with me a really great tutorial for doing that. Maybe we could include that with our notes. But what you'll do is you'll come down here and click Yuja, and then select content. Well, I guess we could do this number here and do captioning workshop video 2, and then select content. Now, I already have one video uploaded here, but what we're going to do is, well, let me go save return to course actually. Well, I'll show you what it looks like when you already have something uploaded, to kind of give you an example of one of the tricky things you need to watch out for when you're captioning your videos. So this is a video I uploaded earlier yesterday, and here it is inside of my Yuja, but I'll go ahead and play it for you real quick to show you something. So. Oop. Welcome to Captioning Class. I'm your instructor, Logan. This video is for demonstration purposes only. I'm assuming if you're watching this that this video has already been captioned, which means you should be seeing some words at the bottom of the screen here. And that's because I already uploaded this video and already had the captions processed. Now you might notice a few spelling or grammar mistakes in the captions. that's okay. At the end of the day, as long as it's mostly accurate, that's what we're looking for. For bigger pieces, like when I make a video for the university, I'll go through it and go in and make sure all of the captions are perfect. But realistically speaking, if you're uploading lectures that are hours long, you're not going to have time to go in and make sure that every single word is spelled correctly every single time. But for the most part, the auto captioning is pretty good. You don't need to worry about anything but making sure that it's processed and has been added onto the video. So there you go. Okay, so as you can see, oh, looking at my video. Where am I looking at? It's doing that thing where it's showing me a bunch of things at once. Okay, so as you can see there, the captions were already on that video. Here, I'll welcome to captioning. You can see down here, and these are the captions that Yuja adds onto your video. So say you have your Zoom call that you've recorded, you upload the video into there, and then you add the captions. That's what it's going to look like. Now, the tricky thing is that Yuja needs to process those captions, and that can take time. So that 1 minute video took about 10 or 15 minutes to process the captions. And so this is probably one of the biggest things you want to make sure you're being aware of is that you want to make sure that you're giving yourself enough time when you're uploading your videos to try to, oh, wait, I don't know what I'm doing here. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask again. You want to make sure that you give yourself enough time when you're uploading your videos that your captions have time to process. So I can't give you like exact like the back end of Yuja, like how long a 1 hour video would take to process the captions. But generally speaking, just upload it the day before and you should be fine. I can't imagine it taking more than an hour or a couple of hours. But just make sure you don't get yourself in a spot where you're like, oh, I need this to go live in 20 minutes. Let me upload it real quick. Do your best to upload it earlier so that the captions are there. So now I'm going to show you how to do that with a video you already have uploading into Yuja so that you know where that goes. So we are here in Yuja and we're going to go to upload, drag and drop. And I have another video I recorded. So take a look at that one. So this video exists for the sole purpose of existing in order to put it onto Moodle in the captioning workshop. All right, so you can see there I have another video there that's not captioned yet. The captions are not burned in. So all I have to do is drag this over here. We're going to let it upload for a minute. You can see down there where it's uploading. Okay, so then you're going to get this little thing over here. This is video is being processed in the background. And depending on the size of your video, this could take just a minute or two, could take a long time, just depending on the size. What you can do is you can refresh the page and just see if it's been processed or not. It should only take a few more seconds, maybe a minute or two, but and then I can show you exactly how to do that. But while we're waiting for it, I'm going to jump over to YouTube and show you that, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the big thing we got to learn how to do, which is how to add captions to your videos on Moodle. So another big reason why we're using Yuja is because videos that might be recorded natively in Moodle cannot be captioned. At least I tried and I could not find a way. So there is a way to record a video. So you could go into Moodle and you could, I forget where it is. Let's see if I remember. I have like a text or media area, and then you can record a video in here. Don't do that because you can't caption anything. And it's like really clunky. So the best way is going to be to use Yuja and then put those links into Moodle. Or you could use a YouTube video, which I have done as well. So, if you have some sort of quick announcement or something, if you're familiar with YouTube, you've used it before, I think that's also an option. I'm not totally sure what most people are doing nowadays. Like I said, I'm not a faculty myself, but it is an option for you. So, oh wait, is this working? Let's see. Is this making sense to everybody? Any other questions so far, as far as like throwing stuff into there?
Yeah, I have a quick question, and that is I have many videos that are already on YouTube, and
Mhm.
when a student clicks on it, they have the option to add the closed captioning, so I'm good to go, right? for ADA requirements?
Yes. So that is the next thing I was going to show you actually with YouTube that is super convenient. And this is something I kind of meant to mention at the top of the presentation. Maybe I did. And that is that, these large tech companies that control all of these video platforms, they're highly incentivized to make things as accessible as possible, legally, of course, but also the user experience. And so they've made everything as easy as possible as they can. And part of that with YouTube, since YouTube is such a robust tech platform, that YouTube automatically captions anything it can. Now, this can be hard because sometimes you'll upload a video that's just like weird nature noise or something, and then the YouTube algorithm picks it up and is like, "Oh, I think this creek is saying a word or something." So sometimes you'll see closed captions on videos that are just like really weird. And again, it's because YouTube is pretty much always trying to caption everything. And you're right. The nice thing about that is pretty much anything you upload is just going to be automatically captioned. So I have, for instance, I have that same video here that I put on Yuja, and we can watch that real quick. Welcome to captioning class. I'm your instructor, Logan. So yeah, one way to check your captions. This is your YouTube here. What you're going to do is come down here. You're looking for the same button as on Teams and Zoom. And that is this little button right here that has the two C's. You're just going to click that. There you go. Your captions are on. And again, these are captions that YouTube just listens to your video and then throws it on there. And like I said, same. Oh, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say a follow-up question. I also, back in the days of COVID, recorded all kinds of lectures on Zoom and have them uploaded. They're often typically hidden, but in case somebody wants them, they're there. But the thing is that when they click on the Zoom recording, the student would have to go down to the little CC thing, icon, I guess, in order to add the closed captions. There again, I'm asking, then therefore I'm okay in terms of ADA requirements because anybody that would need or desire the closed captions, they have it available. So I'm okay there as well, right? Okay.
Yes. Anywhere where it's automatically the captions are there and all you have to do is toggle, you're good to go with that.
Right. Yeah, they don't automatically come up. You have to, the student
Right.
would have to go down and say, yeah, I want those, but they're there.
Right. Yes. As long
Okay.
as they can toggle them on and off, that counts.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
So yeah, and like I said, that's going to be the case 99% of the time on YouTube. Is YouTube, anything you upload, it'll listen and then it'll just automatically put it on there. So you really don't need to worry. You can go into the settings if you want, and you can manually add captions to YouTube videos, especially if you want to go in and change the certain names of something. But for the most part, all you have to do is make sure people know to click this button right here. So if you do want to edit it, there's a couple of different ways you can edit the captions. I wasn't planning on getting into this too much, but I mean, we could look at it. So you go to your edit video if you're looking at your video here. Then you can go to I'm gonna forget. No, I'm going off the top of my head here. Believe it's here, details, and then you go down to subtitles, and you can see here as you play the video. Welcome to captioning class. It's going to have right here is going to be where all your captions are going to kind of show up, and so you can choose to type your captions manually if you wanted to. Again, not something I really suggest, but you can also edit your captions as well, which I don't know why they're not showing up right now. I think I have to play it through and it's got to listen again. But this is where you would go to kind of edit all of your captions if you really wanted to. Okay, let's get back to Yuja, and I should be able to show you. I saw somebody mention that whenever you record to Zoom, it automatically goes into Yuja. Oh, what do you need, Catherine? What do you need me to show you one more time?
I just was wondering where you went to edit the captions on
Oh, yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. So say your YouTube homepage, you just go up here. You click on your little icon, go to your channel. Wait, that wasn't right. Sorry. You go to YouTube Studio there, and then you come back over here to the left side and go to content, and that's going to show you where all of your videos are. Now, what you're going to want to make sure too is anything that you upload has the proper visibility. There are three types of visibility. So there's private videos, which cannot be viewed unless you are logged in. So if I switch just to private, the only person who could watch it was somebody who was logged into my YouTube account. So that's good if you're like uploading a video, but you don't want anyone to see it yet. A public video is a video that anybody can watch and it will appear on your YouTube channel. So if anyone finds your YouTube channel, it would appear there. It might end up in like search results, etc. Unlisted is a video that anyone can watch if they have the link. So this is probably what you're going to want to put on if you have your YouTube video. So for instance, this video is unlisted, which means anyone with the link can go to it and watch it, but you're not going to be able to search for it or find it on YouTube. So anyways, we're here in the content page. To get to there, you're going to go to details. It's that little pencil right there. And then you can come down here to subtitles. So that's how to do a video that you've already uploaded is right in here. Which there's also, it kind of gets kind of complicated, but YouTube also lets you upload what's called a subtitle file, which is basically like a text file that YouTube will like analyze and then drop with like the timestamps and everything. That gets pretty complicated, but you can go in and edit things there. Suppose you wanted to upload a new video. So say we uploaded that second video I recorded. Which I realized I just did that really fast. Sorry. Let me redo that. You would go up here to create. I'm assuming anyone who's uploaded has probably done this a time or two, but you go up here, go to upload videos. And then you're going to drop, you can just drag and drop your video. And while you're uploading your YouTube video for the first time, you can also do captions. So again, this one's also processing, but you can go here to add subtitles. And again, you don't have to do this. If you don't do anything, it will caption it for you automatically. So don't feel like when you're uploading a YouTube video that you have to do this. But if you do want a little more control, say you're doing a video that has like some very specific like proper nouns that you want to make sure are spelled correctly in the subtitles, you could go in here and go to add. And you can see down here, it's analyzing the audio still, but it'll take you to that same screen. So you can do that when you're uploading a video for the first time, or you can go back into a video that has already been uploaded. So, yeah, any more questions specifically about YouTube on that end? All right. So, yes, somebody mentioned that when you record your Zoom call, if you're already connected on the back end, it will automatically go to your Yuja account. That's great. So, look, now we see. So, suppose that's what happened here. Let's just say that I recorded a Zoom call and now it's appeared here. It is done processing. Here's the great thing is remember how I said that for Zoom in for Teams, you just got to go to the more button with the three dots. Guess what? That's all you got to do again. It's the same thing every time. So you just come over here. Don't go to edit. Go to more. And it's going to pop up with this thing right here. This might look kind of intimidating. There's like a lot of stuff in here. For captions, all you got to worry about is come down here on this left side here to accessibility. This probably looks a little familiar. These two C's right here. Click that button. And then you're going to come up here and go to auto caption. So again, another thing you could do if you really wanted to is go to upload. And this is where you would upload a transcript like your PDF or whatever. But 99% of the time, you'll just come over here to auto caption. You're going to click on this. And then this is where it is a little bit different than YouTube, which just automatically captions, is you do have to send a caption request. So just to reiterate, I'll do that again for you one more time. You're going to go to more. You're going to come down to accessibility on this side here, auto caption, and then make sure you have the proper language selected, so American English, and then you're going to click send caption request. And you'll see this little thing up here. There you go. And so what this is doing is basically we're telling Yuja, hey, we want to caption this video because Yuja is not as big of a video platform. It's, they're not, as a company, they haven't devoted as many resources to like captioning, like their algorithms and whatnot. So it is a little bit more manual, but you just have to tell them, hey, I want this video captioned. So then what will happen is you'll see here where it said auto caption, now it's saying processing. That means that we've submitted the request for captions, but they're not processed yet. So another big thing you want to make sure to do is click save. So now it is saving that request to caption. And I think you still have to exit this manual if I remember correctly. Okay, so like I said, if we watch this video back, I will assume the beginning, the video, the bottom of the screen, captions are already there. So that's what it will look like when it's done. But once you've uploaded it and it hasn't processed yet, you will get a little message at the bottom. So this is one. So this is the one we just updated. So you'll see there it says captions are being processed and should be available soon. That's your cue that you did everything right in theory, and that the captions should appear again soon. So probably for this video, by the time we're done with this Zoom call, they should be ready to go. I do want to show you one more thing real quick. If you see my mouse right here in the middle, if we come down here to generate indexes, and then process that, that'll allow us to download another transcript, which might take a little bit, but let's see if this is actually done transcribing. See how long that took. I don't know if it is. Let's see. So this video, oh, look, it's done. So that was what, maybe 5 minutes for a 42-second video. I mean, 5 minutes, it might have happened in 2 or 3 minutes, but not too terribly long. Like I said, it's still an algorithm or an AI that's listening and doing it. So yeah, nice. Okay, let me go back to more and see if I can have those. That's gonna have to process a little bit. We're not going to worry about audio description, although that would be nice. See if there's anything else in here we need to show you. That's pretty much towards the end of it. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and have a few more notes at the beginning before we head into a Q&A. But is there anything anybody wants me to show them one more time before I just jump back to the main camera here? All right. I will stop sharing my screen at the moment. And then, okay, here I am. Okay, so yeah, we went over Zoom, Teams, Yuja, YouTube. Just a couple of things to reiterate as we're wrapping up here. You're welcome. Again, the captions don't have to be 100%, so don't freak out if it like looks kind of weird. Again, maybe the only time you would ever really need to go in manually is if you're like saying some obscure academic word and it's picking it up as something like totally different that would obscure the meaning. That's where you might want to go in and try to like manually do stuff, which you're always welcome to email me if you need help with something like that. I don't foresee that happening very often, if at all, but it has occasionally happened where like there'll be some video or name. Like for me, again, when I'm doing captions, if I'm doing a video about a person and then maybe their name is spelled a little bit differently, I want to make sure that the captions on our official video, that the spelling is correct. So that's one of those instances where I might go in and change that. You're probably not going to have to worry about that. Another big thing is that the quality of your auto captions is going to be determined by the quality of your audio. So you can see like I'm using this microphone right here. I don't always use this, but I am today. So if you're recording your lecture in a noisy environment, if there's a fan going on in the background, if you're like sitting way back here, kind of far away from your microphone, or if you're have a headset that's kind of wonky, people aren't going to be able to hear you quite as well, but also the computer that is listening to translate your captions is not going to be able to pick up what you're saying as well either. So again, a big thing about your captions, your accessibility, is making sure that audio is coming through very clear to begin with. And again, you don't have to like be some audio wizard for that. You don't have to buy a super nice microphone. Just record in a quiet room, be close to what is recording you, and try to eliminate like audio distractions. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, any questions? Anything I didn't touch or was confusing or anything like that? Okay, it looks like somebody did mention transcripts. Okay, so let me share my screen again real quick about the transcripts it did process. So I'll do that again real quick. Hold on. Okay, so we're back to sharing my screen. So for the transcripts, this is the same place where we were in Yuja, where you have your video here. You're going down to accessibility, where we had the auto caption. Right here's where I click to generate. What did the button say? It said generate something. I always forget the second word there. Processing, but eventually,
It says generate indexes.
yes, generate indexes. So you click that. After a little while, you'll have this down here that'll pop up. You have three things: an SRT caption file. You don't probably need to worry about that, but you can also download your transcript as a PDF or plain text. I suggest PDF. So you'll click those three buttons there. Just click download. Um, and then it should be right here. So here's, oh yeah, that video I uploaded, I did talk about the squirrels here in Parmenter. That's what that's about. But yeah, so then there you have your PDF right there. Yeah, so hopefully that helps.
I think there's some accessibility issues with all PDFs, so you may want to then save it. Once you have it as a PDF, as a Word document, then you're good to go.
Yes. The nice thing about PDF is you can go here. You can just right click. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen anymore. My bad. But yes, the way this PDF works is you can just highlight the text and then right click and click copy, and you're good to go. Okay, that's good to know, Deb. Yeah, the students do not have to follow the same guidelines that we do. But be good, it'd be good for them too. Yeah, I think, again, the big takeaway is most of the stuff is like already there. It's just a matter of hitting the right buttons. So,
Logan, this is
Mhm.
Dan Harrison. I just want to kind of clarify my question about the students and their PowerPoint presentation. I don't really need to see the captions. I just want them to learn the process.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
that's why I want to have them do that on their PowerPoints with their videos, just learn how to do that. So that was kind of the purpose of why I was asking that question.
Sure. And I know that we're going to have this training as a resource, but then we also will have some written instructions available as well. That can also be something that you could just like email to them ahead of time.
Uh-huh.
And that way they'll have, because again, it's mostly just kind of knowing what buttons to push and
Sure.
how to put these on. So, yeah, we can have something that's kind of like a deliverable that you could just kind of forward to them as you're giving them instructions to prepare
Okay.
for whatever it is.
That'd be very helpful.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Well, seems like we're good to go. All right.
Logan.
Great.
Yeah.
This was a great session. Thanks
Thank
for
you
coming,
guys.
everybody. We appreciate it.